Now for more, we can cross to Melinda Haring, Senior Fellow at the Atlantic Council's Eurasia Centre. Thank you very much for speaking with us. Now, Trump says Ukraine war diplomacy is in its final stages. Can you tell us a little bit more about the main sticking points?
Hi, Charlotte. It's great to be with you. So there are a number of sticking points, and the first one are security guarantees. This is the deterrence that would prevent Russia from not attacking Ukraine again. And right now, we're stuck with how long the security guarantees would last. The U.S. has offered 15 years. Ukraine has said it wants longer. The U.S. has said that they could be renewable. So that's one of the sticking points. There's also a sequencing question. At what point would there be a ceasefire? The Russians have rejected a ceasefire. We saw that before the meeting today. So that's going to be a very tricky one. The second big tricky issue to watch today is the issue of territory. And this is about the Donbass. It's two oblasts in the east. It's Luhansk and Donetsk oblast. And Russia controls about 75% of this territory. Ukraine is unwilling to give up the territory it still holds. Right now, the proposal is for both sides, the Russians and the Ukrainians, to pull back. Russia has said it will not pull back. So there's a lot of other tricky issues, but those are the two big sticky ones that the deal will fall apart if they can't get agreement on those two.
As you say, even if Donald Trump and Zelensky do come to some kind of consensus today, the question of Russia remains. Will they agree to any kind of consensus reached? Do you think that Vladimir Putin is feeling any pressure to end the conflict?
No. And this is where I think Trump is really delusional. So Trump gave a statement and he said, I'm confident that Vladimir Putin wants to end this. He gave no evidence. And Charlotte, I'm an analyst, so I'm going to tell you what the data says. So here's what I see coming out of Moscow. I see a president who is attacking Kiev. A third of the city of Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, has no power. And he's intensified the strikes on Ukraine over the last week during the Christmas holiday season. He's used thousands of drones, rockets, and missiles to hit the entire country. So that's one. Two, I see him putting millions of dollars into a campaign to build camps to retrain Ukrainian children that he's stolen from Ukraine to join the Russian army and fight. So that's number two. And then three, I see him making no compromises. We see Zelensky showing compromises and being willing to offer some give and take on territorial issues and on security agreements. Moscow has still maintained its 22 hardline position. So I see no evidence that Putin is ready for any kind of real negotiations.
And European leaders seem to be rallying around Zelensky. I know that he had a video call with some European leaders yesterday. What do you think is going to be going on in those conversations?
So, Charlotte, the negotiating format is really unusual, and it's going to be very hard just simply from a negotiating perspective to get to an agreement. Lay aside all the personalities and the different dynamics with Moscow. So the format is this. We've got Trump and Zelensky talking today, and that's a very hard format because of the personality. This is their third meeting this year. We all remember that explosive meeting back in February, and this meeting today is particularly tough because Putin has called and probably sweet-talked President Trump in advance of the call. So I think that's one particular interesting wrinkle. So we see Zelensky has touched in with all the European leaders before he went into these negotiations. If Trump and Zelensky can get to an agreement, and that's a very big if, then the next step is for Trump to call Putin and sit down and try to iron things out. Now, Moscow has already rejected parts of the 20-point plan that we're talking about. So I think it's inconceivable that we're going to have some kind of major breakthrough today, just given the difficulty of this format that we're working with.
Thank you very much for that analysis. Melinda Haring there with us. And for more